Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome to my Minecraft survival games post-mortem video. I just wanted to talk about the event that went down and the outcome and my thoughts and feelings about it and how I think it could have been made a little bit more interesting. We learned a lot about it. It was the first run. iHasCupQuake did a really nice job, I think, and I was very happy to be invited to it. So everybody give her a big thanks if you can. Run over to her channel. She has her videos up of her perspective of the games, and just tell her I sent you, tell her thank you, and I said hi, and all that fun stuff. I do really appreciate it. Secondly, if you have not seen the games yet, my videos, then go watch them first, because I'm going to spoil some things here. I'm going to talk about what happened in the games and who won and what happened to me. So if you don't want to know that, you don't want it spoiled for you, go watch my video first and come back. Did I kill you, Cake? Oh yeah. All right, just practicing my bow skills. So let's talk about the actual event and the games, etc. So this map is made by Variday. It's a survival games map. It is loosely based on the Hunger Games, the book The Hunger Games, where you've got tributes that are taken from their districts. They all represent one district where they live, and as punishment, these kids are chosen from these districts and thrown into an arena where they have to survive not only from each other, because there only be one winner, but they have to survive what the game makers throw at them. And the game makers are the people that live in the capital. The capital is the one behind this. They're the folks that the districts rebelled against them, fought them, but they lost. So now this is their punishment. They have to send kids to this arena and watch them die on TV. And the capital people love it. They really don't understand. They think this is the games to them. This is their entertainment. This is like us watching Survivor, except that the Survivor, like, you know, the one with the island and all the people get booted off the island. That one. Except instead of getting voted off the island, they get killed. And we love it, right? We watch it. Hey, I love that show. It was on last night. But nobody gets hurt or killed. But in the capital, they find that to be entertaining. So we hate the capital. The tributes hate the capital. They are the game makers. They can make things really hard on us. They can put monsters in the game, mutations. They can cause lightning strikes, lava, water waves, tidal waves, and poisonous fog, etc., etc. That's the second book anyway. So in that regard, I thought the game makers did a pretty good job keeping the tributes on the move, with the lava pouring out and a stack of zombies on my island with me at one point. I thought that was pretty funny. The gas, and I was laughing my butt off. I thought that was very true and faithful to the book. I do not have a problem with the game makers at the get-go. It got a little silly near the end. Some of the people that had died became game makers and or sponsors, and I think they lost a little bit of their control. There was a lack of maturity and self-control, and we had a bunch of people spawning a bunch of crap, and it really just kind of turned the survival games into a Las Vegas Royal Rumble match with the diamond armor. That was really kind of pathetic. I really wish I had boycotted the diamond armor, just not used it. The enchantment tables, etc., ruined it, in my opinion. So, but we learned things. iHasCupQuake was in the Skype after that, and she said, all right, we're not going to let everybody have these OP powers next time. So she recognized that it was a mistake, and the next games will be a lot more, I guess, true to the books, if you will. They'll be more faithful, and then I can't wait to get back in and have a rematch, essentially, because I can't wait for that. Anyway, let's just talk quickly about my strategy. So initially, I thought, well, I'm good at this. I know how to survive. I was doing hardcore before hardcore was even added to Minecraft, and before all the cool kids started doing it. So I was out surviving in the woods with nothing and creating artificial rules to make things more difficult for me by, you know, I can only eat twice a day. I can't just eat food to heal. That was before we had the hunger bar, etc., etc. Of course, it was Iron Man style, so if I died, the game was over, and so forth and so on. So I thought I had a pretty good grasp of this type of strategy, and that it would give me a little bit of an advantage against my opponents. Well, you can imagine my surprise when I was in my little cubby here, and the games were about to begin, and iHasCupQuake had us in a Skype call, and she was going over the rules, and she said, okay, rule number 1, no breaking blocks. My jaw hit the ground. I was like, what? No breaking blocks. You can't build anything unless you find materials in chests. Okay, there are no monsters. Okay, which was kind of sad because I was hoping to go kill a spider and get some string right away. One of my initial strategies was to find string and make a bow. So that put kind of a damper on my initial strategy. I'm like, oh, great. I was just going to go run into the woods, climb a tree, start getting some wood and building tools and weapons and armor, hunt down cows and get some leather. And I was going to live off the land like I do in Man vs. Minecraft and avoid the tributes until I felt comfortable that I could start hunting them down. Well, I had to make a quick plan B. I called an audible down here. I was like, oh, okay, I can't build. I can't break anything. Oh, you could break leaves and mushrooms, but that was about it. So I said, okay, well, I guess I will run into the cornucopia. Now, if you're familiar with the Hunger Games, this right here is called the cornucopia, and these chests are filled with random gear, food, and items that might be helpful in your quest to stay alive and win the games. So when the countdown begins and you get raised up, you have the choice to run into the cornucopia and go for goods, or just turn and run into the woods barehanded. Oh yeah, iHasCupQuake said there were chests out in the wild out here, which I didn't know until she mentioned that, but they're all scattered around, all with more stuff, so you can try to find that stuff too. So my plan was at that point, I said, well, I'm just going to run in quick, grab some stuff, and then run out, and I did. So here we go, games have begun. Ran in, grabbed this chest right here, in fact. Got it all. I looked around. There were really only about 5 tributes ran into the center. It ends up that the more aggressive people, I think the top people that won, were all the ones that ran in. So maybe that's telling us something. I think you have to be aggressive in these games. It was Aunt Venom, Adam Montoya, Captain Sparkle, Syndicate, and Seamus. By the time I got to that tower, Seamus was already dead. Syndicate died not much later. And everybody was off into the woods doing their thing. Now, my goal was just to run straight. I picked one direction. I said, I'm going to go north. I will scavenge along the way, kill animals, collect food. Boom, boom, boom. Did so until I get to the edge of the map. Now, this is inside a dome. There's a glass barrier all the way around, so you can only go so far. My goal was to get as close to that barrier as I could. Not having seen the map, I didn't know how far it was, but it's over there. And I got here instead, and I said, well, this is good enough. The theory behind my strategy was getting the edge of the map to one flank so that I would only have to be concerned with this 180 degrees to one side as I scan the horizon for people that were coming to kill me. I wouldn't really have to worry about this. And the water kind of did that because I wasn't too worried about getting attacked from water. And anyone in the water would be foolish anyway. They could be picked off, or they can't really fight from the water very well. As you can see with P-Bat, I shot him a couple times. I should have waited just another 30 seconds for him to get a little closer, but I ended up getting him anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. So that was my initial strategy. That's called evade and survive. That's what that's called. Hunt later. So get my gear. I did find a bow in one of these trees. I saw vines, and I was like, oh, this is a custom map. Vines on a tree. Well, that means I should climb. I missed a couple other clues. It's like, oh, those leaves, they're actually an arrow. If you look at it from up here, it's clearly an arrow. I busted it up, didn't really see it for what it truly was. Anyway, my idea was to skirt the edges, gather goods, get prepared for battle, and then get in here and be stealthy and hunt people one by one and pick them off using the stuff that I'd found. And that would have worked fine, but time went by really fast. Ooh. And you don't really know it because you're tense, your adrenaline's pumping, you're worried about getting snuck up on and killed. It's like combat. I mean, you know, it's very, very tense. So you're not always thinking clearly or straight, and you're doing things that don't make a lot of sense logically. Your instincts take over in some cases, and if you've been doing this a long time, your training and your instincts take over, and that's the whole point of training for this kind of thing. So when your training kicks in, it just does things. You just muscle memory. Essentially, it just does things for you without you actually thinking about it. That's why training is so important. So my training took over. I did pretty well, I thought, with that strategy. I know later on in the games, when the games are over, I had someone apparently did not like my strategy. They thought it was unfair that I avoided people, ran off into the woods, And I would only say to that, this person doesn't really truly understand the Hunger Games or survival, I guess, for that matter, because there is no fair or unfair in the Hunger Games. We are here to provide entertainment for the capital. That's all. And there's no fair or unfair. Fair and unfair, and you're dumping lava and zombies and gas on our heads, and you're calling my strategy running around the edges, getting prepared to hunt people unfair, is a little bit ignorant. Ignorant of the movie and the book and the lore of the book and the fiction and so forth and so on. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What I really didn't like, and again, I didn't mind the game makers dropping stuff on us to get us together. What bothered me the most was the gifts. The diamond armor and the enchanting tables was way over the top, and that ruined the end game. That really ruined the epic battles that could have happened. Unfortunately, having diamond armor, enchanted armor, I didn't have enchanted armor, but Ant Venom had a full suit of enchanted armor, protection 1 on a couple of items, and projectile protection 3 or 4 on his boots, which really rendered my bow obsolete. I mean, it was like throwing a pebble at him. Really, I watched his video, and my 2 fully drawn bowstrings, boom, boom, that I hit him with after hitting him with the sword, did about a heart worth of damage because of all that armor he had on, and it was enchanted. I mean, I had the same armor, but mine wasn't enchanted. I didn't get the same levels that he did. So all the sponsors dropping experience potions on us and giving us enchantment tables kind of rendered the first 45 minutes of survival and scavenging out in the world pointless. And that's really what bothered me. It wasn't like the book. That really it wasn't faithful to the book. What's faithful to the book is a sponsor that says, oh, all right, you've had a hard day, you're starving to death. Here, you deserve a loaf of bread. That's a sponsor. Not this. This is not a sponsor. This is a Las Vegas Royal Rumble. Let's get ready to rumble! That removes the entire 45 minutes of evasion, scavenging, surviving, hunting, and walking slowly so as not to fatigue yourself. Utterly pointless. Obsoleted my bow. The bow is a tremendous weapon. It should be feared in the Hunger Games. It is easily the best weapon. Unless someone makes a diamond sword. I know there are a couple of pieces of diamond out there. I've played this game since, and there are 2 pieces of diamond. You have to find a stick to make a sword. That is a killer weapon. But if you have a bow, you can protect yourself. Killing in this is about stealth. There's no secret to Minecraft combat. I mean, it's a mathematical equation. You hit me, I hit you. You hit me, I hit you. You hit me, I hit you. Until someone dies. Usually the guy that hits the other guy first is the winner in Minecraft combat. If all things are equal and you jump into a room, it's 10 by 10, and you fight it out 10 times, you'll each win 5 times. You'll each win 50% of those fights. Because there's really nothing to it. You press your button and swing your sword. You can try to avoid getting hit by strafing and try to get a critical. And these are minor variables that might turn the tide to your favor a little bit more than normally. But unfortunately, you can't do that when you're floating in water. That was the other thing. The battlefield that we were on, Ant Venom and I thought our battle was probably the most epic of the night. Could have been made even more epic had there not been chickens, slimes, water. I didn't mind the lava so much. I mean, dancing around lava that was cool. That's Hunger Games, man. I don't mind that. A little hole of lava, maybe a pitfall, a little lava flowing from a tree, maybe a little bit of water. So you have to kind of dance around and use those to your tactical advantage to try to knock somebody into it, perhaps. I mean, that makes battles interesting. Standing toe-to-toe and just smacking each other is boring and stupid, and we should have been able to dance around more and use the open field. And of course, the diamond armor never should have even been introduced, or the weapons. So that kind of put a kibosh on the whole thing. But anyway, I'm not taking anything from Ant Venom. He won the games. He is the winner of the first session, and good game, Ant Venom. You did a good job. He would have beaten me anyway, even if I hadn't been, I mean, we're both being hampered by the same thing anyway. And some people said I fell into the lava. I hit the lava, but it was like a second of burn, maybe half a heart. He just had better gear. His armor was protecting him more than mine was. So for every time I hit him, he hit me. He was actually doing more damage. I was doing less because of his enchantments, his protection enchantments. So all things being equal, he would have beat me there anyway. And I stopped to eat an apple too. But even after that fight, I looked, and he had 5 hearts left. And that just goes to show you that his enchantments really made the biggest difference, and nothing else. Anyway, but the way this game is played is stealth. I mean, you hunt people down and you kill them when they're not looking. That's how you're supposed to do it. That's what this game is all about. There's no fair, unfair in Hunger Games. Chimney Swift, he was playing a smart game. I watched his video. Really smart. He was doing incredibly well. He had 3 potions of harming. He had a sword. He had some armor. He had some food. He was scavenging. He played it very much like I did. Scavenging, finding things along the way, playing really smart. Got himself into a cave, a dead-end cave, opened up a chest, and he was going through it. He was super excited about it. And suddenly, someone snuck up behind him and hit him 2-3 times, and he was dead. That's it. You're out in an instant. That's how quick you can die in this game, well, without diamond armor, as it should be. But I'm not complaining, really. It was a lot of fun, and I don't want to make any excuses. I just want a rematch. I just want session 2 to begin, and I don't want it to turn into a Royal Rumble. I just want them to let us do our thing and let survival be the name of the game. That's how this game should be won, through survival, skill, instinct, and training. Not the best gear, not the best gifts from the sponsors. It should be us using our wits, etc. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I guess this video is a lot longer than I was expecting it to be. Alright guys, take care, and if you like this video and you want to see some more survival games, give it a thumbs up if you will. Just reach down there, click it, let's see how many likes we can get.